It's live, and I'll let these two wonderful casters take it away on Dust 2.
I'm gonna miss Pop. We had
What a sweetheart.
I'm right here.
maybe yeah, it was a Cameron segment, a camera segment of all time.
It was a camera segment, baby.
One of the all times. But now,
right.
Mr. Hayes, we get into it.
baby.
I actually can't believe we have a game in front of us. We're in the round of 16.
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
For anyone who's just joining us, it is VP.Prodigy leading the series 1-0 because Alliance had to
Oh,
forfeit
yeah.
that first map, right? So,
Oh, it almost caught me off guard. But VP.Prodigy, they picked into... It's actually, no, it's Alliance's map pick. And VP.Prodigy, they're choosing to start on the CT side. So that's an interesting little macro. And yeah, there's a setup over towards the B bomb site. 3 players here, but the first player instantly falls. And now this is looking really dire. They're being wrapped upon. And I'd be so surprised if they actually are able to hold down this bomb site. And it looks like Hades is not even going to get a single kill.
oh man, this is an elaborate approach coming through from Alliance, but it's worked very well to get them full side control, a bomb plant. They've even got a player Robin in towards middle behind Xbox. He's the insurance policy. And VP.Prodigy, they've accepted their fate. This is exactly what I was talking about in the pregame. That B bomb site's notoriously difficult to retake, and they're not even going to attempt it. So that is going to be Alliance picking up the first round here on their map pick. Now, the reason Alliance had to forfeit that first map is because they were having some tech issues with the anti-cheat, right? And, well, I was perusing Twitter while we were waiting, and I saw Robin was quite vocal about how VP.Prodigy weren't willing to make any concessions. So I wonder how fired up Alliance are right now, Freddy, coming into the series, wanting to prove a point to Prodigy.
You were perusing Twitter, yeah? Yeah, you were, sure. Yeah,
Okay, alright.
Yeah, okay, man. Okay,
wow,
whatever.
this guy.
taken.
You wanted credit for that, Freddy? Is that what you wanted credit for finding the tweets?
It's not that I
following
need
Robin on
credit.
Twitter?
It's just that you're taking the credit away from me.
Alright, I see.
Yeah, I get it.
I would have found it eventually as well. So, I mean.
Okay, well, regardless, all pedantics aside, Alliance, they come. That's a strong pistol round. Was it a split B? Nice util, nice flashes, and to be honest, it's a pistol round, and they got the opening kill. Like, what more do you like? That's kind of round over in itself. And they had a nice setup. Now they're up against the full USPs, and VP.Prodigy. Yeah, look, maybe some damage here or there, but shouldn't be anything too hard.
Freddy, we should do some cam ratings in these sorts of rounds.
Something is just
okay.
it's illegal.
I know.
Something's cam. Yeah, like Twist, come on, dude. Like,
Twist
what is
not
this,
giving us
man?
much. Yeah, like
you know
I can tell
who's
more about his monitor than I can him in this cam.
do you know who's the GOAT? Who's got the GOAT? Is Zorte. He has the wide, like, it's like a 0.5 camera. Yeah, man. His posture is starting to be marveled at. And
it's like him and Elige have some of the best posture in the game.
Yeah. And like they play like a little bit further away from their monitor. So you have and also Zorte's camera is like at the corner of his desk, and it's like 0.5 lens on like an iPhone type lens, you know? And it's like he gets everything, and it's just perfect.
Yeah. Nah, I rep Zorte's cam for sure. Either way, look at this from Alliance. They've got a good spawn for long, and they've been able to get ahead of the molly as well. Dennis tries to peek out, but he runs into 2 players. The flashes are great as well, but the counter flashes are pretty good, however, not good enough. Arvid will double down. Bodenmaster continues to chain those flashes in towards long. Arvid will now be joined up with his teammates, and that's round over. Job done. Nothing more Prodigy can do here.
Yeah, I mean, Arvid was a player, Hayes, that we were coming into this game, and you were saying is super young, and is probably one of the players that you'd be looking at to frag out. That's a double entry towards long, and also 5 kills so far in this game. A fantastic start for him.
Yeah, when it comes to the firepower, Arvid absolutely is required. He has to pitch up, and he has here from the word go on Dust 2. As for Kazmi and Something, just going to be saving their guns here, carrying them into the next round. Alliance continue their flawless start. Oh, okay, hold on. Was that Kazmi's cam?
Can we get a Cosmi cam?
Bro, I think Kazmi has...
Oh,
yeah, there we go. Worst
what
cam
is
in
that?
existence.
Oh my god, his face
Worst
is in his
cam
monitor.
existence.
Also, I want to say, as you realize a lot about someone's posture when you take photos of them. And like at events, I just hate it when people play so close to their monitor and they're like, "Did you get any photos of me?" It's like, well, obviously I didn't because I can't see you.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, Xantares was one of the first people to kind of catch everybody's attention with how close he sits. Then Rops is another one for sure.
Do you know that actually is the reason why? So like, there was we were at an Irish LAN, and this guy who's like, he is really good to be fair. And like, I asked him, I was like, why do you just sit like in your monitor? And he was like, oh, well, when I started, I was watching pro games, and I saw that's what like Xantares did. So that's what I did.
Well, there we go.
And then
Mate,
he just
do you
got
know
used
how
to it.
rough that is for your eyes? Do you know how that just destroys your eyes? Like, seriously?
Like, I think, because I've been
worth it?
playing Counter-Strike since I was like 15, 14, whatever, 13 even actually.
That's like 3 years ago.
Funny. But it's like, I used to play like really chalked with like quite close, you know, my back kind of bent. And now I'm like, my back kind of starting to hurt, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's important to look after yourself, guys. Stay hydrated, have some good posture, sit a decent distance away from your monitor, take regular all that jazz, right? I don't think Simple cares about any of that stuff, and he's the GOAT, so there we go. Oh, look at Dennis's cam. Dennis's cam is also bussin'.
Oh, like, what? Yeah, bro, sick monitor.
And I love that we get to see the keyboard hand as well, the claw.
Yeah, yeah. You know when people on the stream have their mouse hand, it's like, nope, keyboard hand.
Yeah, true. You get like the screen cam, you had the face cam and the mouse cam.
Bro just has keyboard cam.
We do have a scout here towards long. It's a reinvestment coming through from Prodigy. It doesn't look great with the MP9 and scouts in play. Bushka's been isolated. My goodness, double mollies. He's barely got any room to position himself. They know they've locked him in the corner, but that's one part of the equation. Doesn't mean that they're going to get the frag. How's he gotten 3 kills? Such poor spacing from Alliance.
I'm in disbelief. I mean, like, okay, poor spacing from Alliance, but Dvushka just is on an island. He's a turret, and he just bam, 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 bam. So fair play to him. And also, what I find amusing is that Twist, who was actually tagged up by the scouts going into all of that altercation, is actually the one player that comes out of this alive. So for Alliance, you're like, oh, the only player that was low HP is now the one that's in this clutch. Well, he's in the clutch. 1 versus 3. He gets the first frag, gets the bomb down, but Dennis just comes out and just rockets him. VP.Prodigy, it felt like they were going to have the opening kill inflicted onto them because of Davushka being tagged by the Molotov, but no, they're actually the one that just gets a triple.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that Dushka gets a triple because they should know by design with the mollies that they've thrown into pit that there's only one place that the player can position themselves. That's what Astralis were made. They made it very popular to not only use your mollies to try and flush players out of position, but also to lock them in certain positions. So they should know if there's a player in pit, he has to be in that back right corner. And then you can just double peek that, you can nade it. There's a whole lot you can do to deal with that player, but they just end up getting completely demolished by Dushka. Those 3 kills were mega as Prodigy get themselves on the line.
Yeah, and like also everyone there, it felt like they obviously knew he was there because he gets tagged. Like, you know, they're preparing for that. But it is what it is, right? On to the next round. Alliance, they're still up by 2. And Twist, not known for his AWPing prowess, actually takes his spawn and does get good damage. Yeah, back in the day, right?
Yeah, he used to be an AWPer actually, yeah.
But runs it back, rolls back the years.
Got a nice tag.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of brains on this team. Like you got Twist and Robin, who I feel like they definitely have some sharing of cooling, right?
That would make sense. Robin does have a whole lot of experience, especially at this level. Of course, Twist has played at the highest level of the game, but for a while he's been at the sort of tier 2 space, tier 2.5 level.
Again, looking back at the finest, like that was a team he IGL'd that made it to top 15 during like this period of like you know they made it out of the depths of Counter-Strike.
Who else was in that team? Was it Anarchez and Kriez?
So it was Anarchez, Kriez, Shox.
There are quite a few names that came in and out of that roster.
It's the end roster. So Twist played on it the first before the new year. So when we went into 2022, it was Anarchez, Shox, Kriez, Plessin, Twist. And
okay.
Bogdan,
which is not a team you would expect to make the top 15.
It was Bogdan, the Polish coach, who was analyst for Game Legion. Yeah, well, they won the Pinnacle Cup, went to LAN and made playoffs. And Anarchez had like a 1.4 rating on LAN.
All right, well, there is a big exec into the A bomb site coming through from Alliance. They didn't really have many options available as they look to make their way up short. Shady playing on the opposite side of the smoke grenade here, looking to try and delay proceedings. Look at the time, there's no time. Shady's got himself a multi-kill. 4 kills coming through from Shady. Single-handedly locks it down and sends Alliance packing.
What an insane sequence of play. That's his first 4 kills of the game. The first 2 kills in itself are sensational. He's just holding that spray like a madman. And whoever on his team threw that grenade is the real MVP. Look, first frag, fantastic. Second, you know what, not bad. And then the grenade comes soaring in. Everybody bows down to his sheer majesty. And VP.Prodigy back-to-back rounds where individualism has trumped Alliance.
Yeah, that is a massive round to win there for Shady. Great effort coming through from him. Now he's got his beloved AWP to work with as well. As for Alliance, looks like they want to change up the direction. Arvid is going to be the opener in towards that B bomb site. Oh, Kazmi, I'm not sure you want to overextend that mark, mate, and he will.
Ooh.
Just drop this. Oh, he doesn't drop the smoke. He drops the mod.
Drop.
Afterwards, and he gets dropped by Twist, but there's another player in position. Dennis is rotated through, but there's nobody else on the side of the map, and Dennis's spray is awful. Oh my god, not like this, Dennis.
Well, that B-bomb site has really just capitulated, hasn't it? Like, Dennis speaks for itself. Something, opening kill. Kushmi, I understand what he's trying to go for there, and sorry, that tease really sent me. It's very strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I really shouldn't have
Must
left
be
that
pretty
for like
cold
half
by
an
now,
hour.
honestly.
No, I've left it. It was just like half an hour. Like, it's so strong. That play from Kushmi. That's kind of, so you remember at the very beginning I was talking about, or whenever we were talking about it in the pre-show, it could have been any time. I was talking about CT side and B aggression and how you need to be able to, like, how bold are you going to be, like, what is your plays going to, like, how much are you going to push. It's actually really important that you do push, like, all of those things. And I think Kushmi there, like, he just kind of he just misread the timing there. And I feel like, you know, you've got a kill, he's blocked the rotation, oh sorry, he's blocked the push with the Molotov, and he's just trying to get in, and he's seeing what space he can take, and there's an AWP on the other side.
Yeah, I still feel like it was a miscalculated play from him in that situation after having just lost his teammates. I don't know if they know for a fact that Twist was there with the AWP, but you know, he was the only player on the bomb site. Dennis was rotating through. I think he just overplays his hand there. Bowden does land a mini tag, just 17 damage done with the AWP. Caught quite a large portion of the wall there as he clips Dennis, but neither team has residual money. I suppose the Lions do. They're okay, but if Prodigy loses, they're going to get reset economically, and they'll have to eco in the next. We've also seen quite a few change-ups from Alliance. They've gone through their protocols quite well, I would say, in terms of whether they've been able to get long control or not, and then what they've fallen back on thereafter.
Well, you mentioned the AWP from Shady. We haven't seen it yet. It's going to be his first, his first opportunity. Are we going to see it in a successful manner? Or is he going to be sent to the spirit round?
They've got a nice bait and switch setup there towards Goose, though. I don't think you're going to expect a second player there on the bomb site itself.
Yeah, even though that, like, Goose has been one of the reasons why you've lost a round. It's the fact that the AWP takes the first contact, and then you have Kvushka, who's going to be... The Vushka is going to be taking contact from long as well eventually. So you have this really nice setup. VP.Prodigy, the rotations as well, even starting to kind of come around from that B bomb site. And now Shady, there's so many smokes in the way. Some are his, some are his opponents. And that flashbang, he just sizzles in the Molotov. And because of that, there's no contact being taken. So Dennis just gets blown up. What? He couldn't even see, I think it was Robin, just straight through the smoke. Rotation to here from the B bomb site, but it's all in vain. It's all a little bit too late. Something goes for the jump peak, gets a lot of damage, but here comes the wrap from behind, and Robin and Twist, well, the two old guns on this roster, they send Elias back in the lead.
Yeah, Alliance are playing with fire though, man. They're leaving these rounds incredibly late and later than what they have to, because it's not like they're doing anything with the time around that 40-second mark. They're kind of just posting. I'd like to see them start this execute, 5 or 10 seconds a bit earlier than what they're doing. It works out this time, but they could have been denied. If something had actually gotten the kill on the jump up there from Elevator and he denied the plant, then there's no time for Alliance to recover that situation. So I think they're playing a bit riskier than what they have to right now. A little bit of pace could change that. Robin, oh, he got scouted. Okay. There's an opening kill in the eco here for Prodigy, but still not expecting a huge amount out of them here, considering there's nothing outside of the scout to speak of.
Okay.
Oh, this
How
is
many
brave.
shots? I was gonna say, what happens here until like, what makes you believe? Because it's in a 4 versus 3, but we've kind of seen why that is maybe, like, not in itself a. Oh, I was gonna say not in itself like a winnable position, but here. AK can be picked up from Pleasant's body. Bowden Master's still tagged by 50 HP, but the bomb is planted for long. So Bowden with the AWP just has to survive, and Twist right now just whittling down the clock, isolating these jewels. The AK is being picked up by Kushmi, but time's ticking down, and Twist, well, he does get a smoke on his body, and that could actually be his downfall. Bowden Master strikes and actually just gets Kushmi straight through the box, and yeah, Dennis saves the AK, and that's actually very good damage.
I wonder if Twist asked for that smoke grenade or if Bowden just decided of his own volition to throw the smoke there. Either way, it works out okay. Just that Alliance take a lot of damage in that round. Anti-eco for them, and they lose 4 players in the process. Certainly will keep their economy honest, having to rebuy on a couple players coming into this next round. 6-2. Alliance going to be feeling good. Of course, they're down 0-1 in the series at the moment. If you're just joining us, they had to forfeit that first map. So, by no fault of their own, I say no fault of their own. Unfortunately, they had tech issues, but no fault of their own inside the server. They didn't actively lose that first map, but they're doing pretty damn well here on their pick of Dust 2. I do like this from something through that mid smoke in towards low as we need. First time we've kind of seen some proactivity from the CT side in towards mid here.
Ooh,
lovely play.
That is
lovely
lovely
boost up combined with the push into tunnels. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, so this is, I think, a very good example of people maybe still getting adjusted to Dust 2, because in a default from a T side, previously, you'd always would have seen someone flashing, like, the flash where it pops and it blinds, you can flash from underpass and it blinds short, whereas, like, that hasn't been done, and the AWP is able to capitalize because of that. Now, we're in a 4 versus 4, and VP.Prodigy, they have full information that underpass and the B bomb site is clear, and also that short is clear. I'm pretty sure that something has got this information, even though with the Xbox smoke, and now, Alliance, they're crossing. Hayes, look how close they've got. They're already on
Shady's
ramp.
in an awful position.
Yeah, Shady's dead. He has to fight his way out. What's happening? He's not even got his gun out. He shoots one bullet, but Avid is just there. That's the easiest double of his life, and it feels like Alliance have just been served this one up on a silver platter.
Yeah, Shady looked awfully uncomfortable there towards short man. Just didn't have any position of comfort. Probably had to use his smoke proactively there to keep himself a little bit of cover. Could have played behind it. Could have smoked out Gandalf and guaranteed himself some positional control. But you've also got to sing the praises of Alliance. Very good util usage from them. Just creeping their way up long. Very simple, very standard approach, but works out splendidly for them as they continue their strong run here on the T side of their map pick. Arvid's also doing work, man. Another multi-kill coming through from him.
Yeah, that's like, what, the second, third multi-frag from him? And also, this is a really big round to be having that as well. Like, in my opinion, this is one of those really big swing rounds where Alliance, if they win this, it's just put them, like, it's really just setting themselves a pace and a bar above VP.Prodigy. And also, the elements of how the round was played out, where You lose your opening pick. You have no control, but you're still able to brute force your way out. VP.Prodigy, they're down by 5 and they don't even have a buy.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like they haven't pitched up here at all yet on Dust 2, and they've made some very, you know, recognizable mistakes with some overplaying their hand in some situations. This is a nice boost up here from Shady to appear above the smoke. That'll get him an opening kill. Bodenmaster not aware of that, not ready for it. Nice bit of innovation there coming through from the CT side. Gonna have to be a lot more where that came from, though, considering that this is an eco, and Kazmi, he's a man on a mission right now. He's got Shady's open supports as they both edge their way through tunnels. Pleasant's the one in the corner, and then Arvid is the supporting act. Oh, but Kazmi just instantly clears him out with the 5-7. He's done a bit of damage to Arvid as well, and he's finished off that kill. Kazmi, what a wonderful double coming through from him. Flipped around on its head here for Alliance.
Yeah, okay. Of course, this is the round that Alliance lose. Like, they have everybody stacked on the A-bomb side in the previous, and they lose, what, 1 player? Up against the Pistols? Let's all die. Kind of the El Clasico, right? But there's still a world that this round is winnable, but not with that. Something really nice. Normally, the player over towards the B-bomb site has had I think, a really strugglesome game so far. He was 1-6 entering that round, and now he's stepping up. 2 rounds left in the half. If VP.Prodigy get 5, this is a fantastic result, considering that we should have been in like an 8-2 position right now.
Yeah. And they get that 3rd round on the board that you referenced in the pregame as like a bare minimum for the CTs, where they can feel like they still have a chance going into that second half. They could do some more damage, and if they win this round, yeah, there's no money for Alliance. Oh, it's been so rough for Prodigy towards long in this half. It feels like Alliance has won this fight out more often than not, and Arvid through the smoke will just take down Dennis. He's even, I think, caught a glimpse of the Orpa as well, so... You know, this should basically be an unlosable position that you get yourself in as a T-side on Dust 2 if you get this long control and you've got a 2-man advantage, because there's so many different options for you now to try and carry the round through that really there should be no way back for the CT side from here.
You'd really think so, right? Especially considering that everybody's quite dissected as well. Like, 1 player car, 1 player short, 1 player back of B. Alliance, they go anywhere, and it should be a minimum 3 or 4 versus 1. There is going to be some sort of cohesion with the short player now rotating back to the bomb side, but he needs to be careful about peeking into the AWP. And what? I was going to say it's exactly what happens, but Boden just gets his head blown off. Something actually gets a frag over towards the B bomb site. They've got a double AWP setup running. Kushmi gets baited in perfectly in car, and VP.Prodigy, out of nowhere, from a 3 versus 5, now pull it back. They throw their punches. It's a 3 versus 2.
I can't believe how Prodigy have turned this round around. It's been a very simple approach from Alliance, just kind of not trying a huge amount, and Twist is now dealing with the car player. He will take him down. In the meantime, Arvid has got himself another kill.
Oh, sure.
That's his 3rd frag, and yeah, there we go. Nice little forehead cam there from something, but Alliance have recovered so easily, and that's very concerning as well.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand how Alliance have thrown away the 5 versus, what? The 5 versus 3, and then have then won out the 2 versus 3 when everything seems lost. But Arvid, yeah, you are really just nailing on the head. 13 and 5. So many multi-frags and so many high-impact entry rounds. He has been the true MVP, and it feels like without him, they may have been a little bit lost. But honestly, can we actually talk about that opening kill from Shady onto Bodenmaster? That was ridiculous. I don't know if we're going to see the... Yeah, look at this. That is just silly. Okay.
Wow. And we get to see it from his POV, which is cool as well. Shout out production.
Shout out, big up prod. But like, this is perfect. You've literally played a perfect 3 versus 5, and then it's, oh, isolation 1, isolation 2, round over. And also, why did you not save? You're in a 1 versus 2 with like 20 seconds left, and you've come out from long. Why are you going for that something?
Well, I think there's money here. This is the last round and a half, so...
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if they would have had like Yeah, true. Okay, last
Probably the
round and a
difference
half.
between a few pieces of util, but I guess it's worth rolling the dice in that instance. But
True,
yeah,
true.
it's still, they shouldn't have let it slip in the first place from the 3 versus 2, just getting picked off one by one. Jules isolated way too easy there. And now we see a bit of a change in direction from Alliance because they haven't gotten that long control. It still hasn't been a case of get long control, win the round for Alliance. Even if they don't get that long control, they still look pretty damn good. However, opening kill this time round will go the way of the CT side. Pleasant tries to get ahead of the smoke and will lose his head as a result.
Okay, this is looking a little bit better. Alliance just gonna have to kind of replicate something of like the last round. Yeah, Robin. Okay. Almost goes for a double, but something does catch him off guard, and that's actually the bomb as well. So Robin's in a position where he gets that kill, the round is potentially won as they're wrapping B. He dies, and now the round is surely over. Something playing this position time and time again. He's just whittling down the clock. There's 15 seconds. Everybody gets backstabbed, and VP.Prodigy, they get 4 rounds at the half. Honestly, considering how this half was going, and considering they lost the pistol round, honestly, all things considered, Hayes, I don't think VP.Prodigy have had an awful half there.
They'll take it. Like, they'll take the half that they've had, I reckon. They should have had... I guess there was one round that they really should have won that they didn't. The 3 versus 2 when Alliance didn't have much going for them. But outside of that, it was okay. I was a bit worried there with something continuing to take those gunfights from the back of the platform on the B-bomb site because Kazmir just smoked himself off CT. So there was no way for Prodigy to rotate up to that B-bomb site. But everything worked out in the end. And it means it is an 8-4 halftime scoreline as we flip the script now. Okay, Prodigy playing with pace straight in towards this B-bomb site. They've smoked the doors from spawn, flashes over the top. Arthur playing from window, trying to tap the player, jumping in, looking backwards. It's so difficult to get the headshot, but the kills will come through regardless.
Ooh, okay. Pleasant, though, not wanting to let this round be done. These dual brothers, they need to connect something, and it's a 1 versus 1. Something, though. He just catches them off, and that's actually a 1 versus 2. Stepping up with a 3k VP.Prodigy. Hayes, especially considering you're going in the second half with a 4 round deficit, you had to be picking up the pistol round, and that's exactly what happens.
And I think that Prodigy actually maintained their composure very nicely there in that round as well, because it was a very pacey round and there was a lot going on, especially with the quick flank through tunnels from Alliance. And I actually really like Prodigy's decision to isolate the fight. You'll see there's 2 players here who push through to the opposite side of the wall to isolate this fight with Twist. And then Pleasant's thinking something is just going to try and run away to that A-bomb site because he knows he's coming from tunnels. But hold on, can't even finish my point. They've just gone for the B-rush and the anti-force buy. Grimmy, if you're the coach of this team, how do you feel about that call?
Okay, so I actually can give some like legitimate reasoning behind this. Dennis gets sent out of a MAC-10 to go search. It's a very common thing to do. The only issue I have with that play in this specific instance is they very much committed to it. As in, like, everybody was in B tunnels. So they get the information. There's only there's 3 players on B. That's great information. That's exactly what you want. However, there's no ability to react off it. That's the one issue I see with that specific play.
It was an overcommitted play there. Yeah, they didn't let the info come through, really.
But I do like that. The idea of that, in theory, I really like. That's something that I call a lot for my team.
I also do like their response after that didn't work. I really like how they've regathered themselves. To cancel, but how they've also responded by just going all the way back through spawn. It's not like they've taken super long. They are in a decent position with enough time on the clock here to navigate their way onto the safe bomb site. Bowden's got the scout, though, on the cross. Yeah. If he can take 1 head, that would put them in a phenomenal position. Okay, it's not as good as a head, but it is going to be a tag. So at least that tenderizes Kazmi. It is still going to be a plancher for Prodigy. So Alliance are going to have to retake. They don't have a kit. This is going to be a tall order.
Look, there's a world where Arvid smokes short and completely blocks out the majority of VP.Prodigy, but no, they're actually not committing to this short play. And time's ticking down. There's no kit. Yeah. This scout for Bowden is probably going to end up having to do a lot of the work, and the kills, they've come trickling in. Blinking, you missed. That was a very fast 3K from VP.Prodigy. And yeah, like you were praising how they played that round, and realistically, that was how the round was set up. That you don't overcommit. You have the ability to pull back on those reins and restructure yourself. And that's exactly what they do. So VP.Prodigy, look, I wasn't a fan of how much like they send in the Mac 10. Perfect. I love that. Just maybe don't have everybody in B tunnels, right?
Yeah, it was slightly an overcommitment there from the T side, but their protocols were fantastic
They fell on them
in terms of how they recovered. Yeah, and that's exactly why you have to have protocols in a team so that everybody knows what happens if something goes wrong, or if something happens in a round that you aren't expecting, you know what to do from there. It's not like you're all sitting for 20 seconds waiting for the IGL to concoct some sort of a plan. You all just fall back into place immediately afterwards. And now it's a full eco. And now it's looking a bit rough for Alliance on the CT side of Dust 2. You know, it's going to be an 8-7 score line. They're on the unfavored half as well. We're seeing the individuals starting to pitch up in a big way here for the Russian team as well. So concerning signs for Alliance, man. Down 0-1 in the series. I'm a bit worried for them right now. Oh,
what?
Kuzmi. He didn't even just right-click backstab him.
What? How did Robin get stabbed on shore? Okay, well, okay, I do see what you mean, Hayes, about it being a little bit scary, but we're yet to see Alliance on a gun round with an AWP out, for instance. Like, it's especially on a map like this, having a full, like, actual full gun round is where my litmus test is. And we're yet to see that. I don't even know if we're going to see that in the next round, because Bowden has bought Scout and Armor again.
Will.
And, like, what?
$2,900.
2,900, so that means he is 5.8. Okay, that's enough. Yeah. You need 5.4. Yeah, 5.4 to get AWP and Kevlar. So he can get AWP out, and he may even save the armor here. So the next round is gonna be the first time that we actually see Alliance with a full gun round. I think, especially on a map like Dust 2, force buying on the second round, the city side, is actually the play if you lose, because I think that 5A1S low utility buy is awful for Dust 2, considering that you have to have the primary rifles and the utility on this map.
You need the AWP and you need the util. So
yeah,
it's
and you
why
need the
force
weapons
buy
as
makes
well.
sense.
Like, you do need everything.
Not only that, but I'd say that the force buy also lends itself to the CT side on this map, because you can get that double scout set up with upgraded pistols afterwards, and with the long range gunfights, it's normally quite prevalent for the scouts, able to land some tags. Man, he was just inspecting his... He's gets
just like,
gifted that dive kill. Like, Robin...
Like, what's up, dude?
Yeah, Robin literally offers his back to Kuzmi there, man, while he's inspecting his knife. That's too funny.
He's like, bro, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Alright, well, don't mind if I do. But here we go. This is the round. Bowden's got the AWP. It looks like we could see some pace here from the T side as well. Just charging straight in towards the speed bomb site. The nade will tenderize them. Plesson's there as well. Is that enough to stop them completely? Doesn't look like it. Arvid not considered just yet. He's able to find himself a kill as well. Plesson's found the multi. And that should be enough for the team to make the retake happen.
Yeah, like, when you look at a Bianca, it's messy, it's far from clean, but Plesson and Arvid, that is a lovely...
That's a huge kill.
Yeah, they go 3 for 2, and then also, they don't allow... They waste so much time, right? So they don't even allow VP.Prodigy to set themselves up, and Alliance already swooping in. You see double nade on car. Kuzmi is forced to throw constant cycles of utility and go for this crazy play, and that's where Robin ends him. Not really a default, so I feel like we haven't seen that litmus test I was talking about, Hayes, but that is a perfect first gun round from Alliance and a perfect first round on the board in the second half.
I don't really mind the approach from the T side either, with that very fast pace coming in towards the B bomb side in this first gun round. They know that Alliance are going to be feeling the pressure, right? So I think to bring a pacey round to the table in this sort of a situation is always a good idea, because they also had money to fall back on. Now they don't have like that. I think there was a Mac 10 and a Galil in the previous arsenal of weaponry. Now it's AKs and an AWP. So the T side will fall back on a more default approach now, a higher percentage based approach where They know there's probably a better chance they can make something happen. Look at Kazmi. He's the entire way up short at the moment. Has he made a step? I'm not sure. Robin should catch a glimpse of the head. He can see Robin's head, but he hasn't noticed it. And Kazmi was hoping his forward position could catch someone off guard, but he's the one to go down.
Okay, Alliance, they're looking strong. Even though Bodenmaster is at a very weak game, and that was a big factor we were talking about, the AWP being a necessity. Can they do it without him? VP.Prodigy, we've seen them do it before, Hayes, where they reset themselves, they collect the pieces, and now they're sending 3 players long, and there's 1 player short. This player short is going to be acting as like more of a late spearhead, or actually, he's going to be taking some contact. Throws utility and is drawing away a lot of the attention from the long players. You can see Blesson's very focused on him. Robin is now split between 2 different poisons. Flashbang comes in. He's completely blind. Somehow gets one. And Blesson also reveals himself from Gandalf. Alliance, there's 3 players towards the A bomb side, and they hold on sturdy for now. 10 seconds left. There's no time for them to get the bomb down, most likely, because they still have to deal with Blesson over in Gandalf. Coming through the smoke. Davushka is doing so much with the AWP, but Blessed just holds so well.
Yeah, great round coming through from Blessed, the triple kill, and you can see just spamming the bodies again. We saw it from Robin in the previous round as well. I think Alliance are fired up right now, man. I think that they feel like they have a point to prove as well, and they've got themselves an anti-eco as a reward. You know, I will say, I understand what Kazmi is doing at the start of the round there, because he feels like he's found a gap by getting up short so early in the round. But it's such an important round for his team that you can't really allow for so much freedom on this T side. Like, you really have to make calculated plays. You really have to make percentage-based plays when you're chasing the game, and it's such an important round for the T side that I don't think you can allow your players to play with so much freedom like Kazmi does there. Sure, there has to be some freedom in the system, but I just don't think that was the round. And maybe, you know, you can play it a bit more 50-50 as Kazmi, where you get there initially, but because you don't find anything immediately, then you kind of fall back into the system. I think he just hung around for too long.
Okay, 10-7. VP.Prodigy, as soon as they get faced off against the gun rounds, it was all futile. Pleasant, did you see what he did? So he runs in underpass, drops a grenade, runs straight back away. And he does this in a round where I think he knows that there's not going to be an AWP out, and he knows that the pistols are probably going to be stacking, so maybe not even trying to get damage, but just to make them a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning. And that's exactly what he does. Oh no, Arvid, who's been really impressive on these anchors, instantly falls. This is given an opening, a gateway for VP.Prodigy, but Bodenmaster says no. Plessum is going to come up and pick those pieces up as well. VP.Prodigy, they had the opening kill, but everything else around them falls because they simply just don't take space.
Yeah, Bodenmaster doesn't really allow them to take the space either, just peeking and re-peeking and then re-peeking again after that. Able to collect himself a couple kills and stop Prodigy cold in their tracks. It was a good attempt coming through from the T side, but in vain, as they now fall behind by 4 rounds. Have to win this gun round here on the T side, otherwise Dust 2's as good as cooked, and we go to Ancient from there. Lesson has done well on the speed bomb side from the CT side's perspective. Not just in this round, but in the rounds gone by. He's always been good for at least a kill, buying time as well.
Ooh, this is a nice change up. A different set play from Alliance. AWP takes first contact, backs away, baits in Plessum. VP.Prodigy, playing slow and methodical, maybe even anticipating this, but it does not matter. And Boden, he's going to scarper away with that opening kill. Perfectly setting up Plessum. He's going to get flashed off. And, okay, he's playing very wide Pleasant, so that actually kind of gives the ability for VP.Prodigy to pick up the frag. Robin does drop a very chunky nade, but overall, I think the fact that the T side have come away with a 4 versus 4 there is, they can be very happy with that, right?
Yeah, that's a great return there for the T side, considering the situation and the position that they were in and nearly fell foul to. And now they're just going to make their way up short. There's no resistance at all. Bodenmaster's completely repositioned himself all the way up to the long doors with Twist. But the T's have found the chink in the armor here. There's a big gap for them to exploit as they look to make their way onto the safe bomb site. Odin desperately scurrying across to see if he can catch anybody on the cross, but the smoke's so good. However, there is a gap there. That's normally why you throw the smoke that lands on the box just outside of CT spawn. It's not in play, and that nets Alliance a man advantage. Shady misses the chance to bring the numbers back to an even keel. Twist will inflict even more damage onto something, and this retake is looking fantastic for Alliance.
Well, a 1 versus 3 for the ages. Kushmi, well, he does get the first, able to isolate the second, and Arvid does potentially put it into the 1 versus 1, but no. VP.Prodigy, well, their map pick, oh sorry, no, not their map pick, Alliance's map pick is doing really well for them, and VP.Prodigy, they had a bit of a leg up into this series after being able to get that first map basically for free because Alliance had to forfeit it. So it looks like we're going to be going on to this into the third map, and VP.Prodigy probably quite happy now that they got that forfeit win.
Yeah, well, it's given them a lifeline, as it means that they're guaranteed a decider here, but Alliance, it also could have spurred them on a little bit. Either way, there's going to be more aggression. Twist has just charged his way up middle. There's no way that Prodigy are going to have any inclination about this whatsoever, and it's some trigger discipline from Twist as well, and he's going to have a multi offered up to him here. If he just looks towards his right, he actually hasn't, and that's not a problem because he'll still collect the kill on Dvushka anyway. How has he found that second frag? And he could get more as well here, Grimmy. Twist is just masterclassing Prodigy right now, and he's going to get out with his life intact.
He doesn't even realize that he just can do that. And look where the bomb is dropped. It's down in just in the middle of the doors. Bodenmaster with a wall bang. It's poetic. VP.Prodigy, they are just getting demolished here in the final round. Dennis on 8 singular hit points, now down to 7, tickling down further. Alliance, honestly, a really impressive CT side. Genuinely nicely done. And I think it's only a matter of time. There it is. A flick to end it off. Bodenmaster had also a pretty decent resurgence back into things after I think I called him out going into the second half. Hello?
Oh, all right, my mic was muted. That's not a problem. It's not the first time I've done that. I agree with what you're saying there. And I was also saying that Alliance get things together very nicely once they get the weapons in play on that CT side. In fact, they don't even lose another round. So, yeah, really good work coming through from them. They level the series up 1 apiece. And that...
Boys.
Okay, here we go. Third and final map of the series. First game of the day. Of course, it is still the round of 16. It's the playoffs. It's day 2 of the playoffs. And which of these two teams will get themselves into the courts as we find out at the end of this very map. Now, Ancient used to be a good map for Alliance. Of course, they had a bit of a rough run of form as of late, but I'm right there with you, Grimmy. They certainly did look the more impressive of the two teams in the previous map. Can they carry that form through is the question now. Boden's in Donut. He's playing that very tight angle with the smoke, and that's going to be enough to send them in towards mid. I think that was the plan all along for Prodigy. It's the B. It's not even a B split. It's just the B push through middle, wrap around through spawn, run into Plessen, lose A head. Can they get this kill? They have to get this kill. There's just so many rotations. Pleasant's still alive somehow. I don't know. And finally, Prodigy have cleared him out.
Yeah, bro's fighting for his whole life. He's like, guys, please help me. But VP.Prodigy and Alliance, you have a close qualifier team versus a playoff invited team. Alliance, on paper, should be winning this one out cleanly. But VP.Prodigy, that's a nice leg up into this pistol round. Bomb down, half time ticked. Bodenmaster has a kit, so it kind of eradicates some of that importance of getting on the bomb. But now we start looking at just the fact that everybody is dead. Alliance, it seems to be faltering here, and VP.Prodigy has a big first pistol round to start off their crusade on the T side.
I don't really like that pistol round from Alliance because Bodenmaster's playing Donut with a smoke. They had 2 players A. I don't know where the 5th player was because Pleasant was B solo. But now he's thrown that smoke, which he should know means they're not going to come donuts and it'll funnel them towards the top of middle. But they don't have anybody to catch them top mid. There's no second part to that setup which is going to, deal with what you forced VP.Prodigy to do there. They've gone through mid, they've wrapped B, but there's nothing that Alliance can do about that. Like, surely Alliance would have wanted to funnel them in towards A, considering that's where most of their players were set up.
Oh no, we've got a TTP, a CCT tactical pause, techie pause. Something that sends fear into everybody's heart.
Yeah, here's a replay. Like I said, I just think Alliance, yeah, good job, you smoke off Donut, but then you should know what the response is going to be from the T side, but they don't have that second layer of the setup to make sure that they've got that covered. And, well, Prodigy just hit their shots. Never really saw VP pitch up on Dust 2. I mean, there were some moments from the individuals, Shady's 4K coming through from Goose. We had a good, multi-kill from Kazmi, but really, as a team, they left a lot to be desired. So, going to be watching them closely here on Ancient to see if that's a map-dependent thing or if they're in a bit of a rough position right now. I'm going to run into some numbers on the anti-eco, but it's just USPs, so it's fairly toothless.
Yeah, it's an interesting one of like VP.Prodigy. I really didn't see, apart from at the very beginning of the map when they picked up the rifles on the CT side and we saw like back-to-back multi-frags, not like a double but a triple, a quad from Shady and I think it was like Devushka or something like that. We saw individualism from those players that really made the difference. And I think as soon as we stopped seeing that multi-frags, we stopped seeing VP.Prodigy actually succeed. So now they're on Ancient, the decider. Third map, Alliance, they're going for the reverse sweep technically. And I think like 9 out of 10 times they should be winning this series when you put it on paper. But with recent form,
so?
like as in when you have the conversation of VP.Prodigy were invited to the close qualifier and Alliance were invited to the playoffs. That type of conversation.
You look at it through that spectrum, I get you. But honestly, I think in terms of form right now, Prodigy are...
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say when you then look at the form, you're like, okay, well, VP.Prodigy, they've made it near flawless to this stage. So who says they're going to stop here?
Alliance are hoping to be the ones who say that. And they've got the gun round here to work with as well. They did go for that second round save so they could afford the M4s in the third. Problem is they've already lost their anchor on the A bomb site, and this is such a tough site to retake as well, especially considering no kit and limited utility. They might actually have to just call it a day here, and accept their fate. I don't even think they're going to attempt the retake. You can see Harvard hasn't even moved from Jaguar. And yeah, Alliance is just going to call it a day here. So Prodigy get gifted their third off the back of one entry kill.
This isn't the best of starts for Alliance, all things considered, especially now, like, on their first gun round. You've got this really simple play from VP.Prodigy where they do just go towards the A-bomb site. That is, overall, I think quite a normal thing to do if you are looking at, like, if you're looking at a T side on the first gun round, going towards A is honestly fairly bog standard. And it completely catches Alliance off guard. But the benefit is that they are going to be saving 4 people. So it's going to be an instant repurchase into this next round.
Yeah, what I will say is I think it's become so popular to just go to the A-bomb site in the first gun round from the T's perspective because you're trying to condition the CTs to focus more on that bomb site throughout the rest of the half. And that way you can create some more space normally in towards mid. So I like that option a lot. I really do. Normally you see it with pace. It's going to be another sort of similar round here from Alliance. I guess they've got more utility to work with this time round compared to the previous, but still no AWP. And there we go. Alliance have bluffed. They've said, yeah, we know you took a bomb site in the previous round, but that's not going to force us to change our setup.
Okay. VP.Prodigy seems like they do just want to go back again, and Bodenmaster needs to be a little bit careful. There's a while he gets caught off guard there with his utility, but instead he's actually going to place very well-timed Molotovs. It was either going to force something forward or it was going to force something back, and it does that latter. VP.Prodigy now looking to reset, and they still have Devushka over towards that B bomb site in a position where they can go rotate and join him. And it's a siren that we saw them do a lot on the T side of Dust 2, where they maybe had an original plan. They weren't able to execute that plan maybe to the effect that they wanted, and they did just completely slow down, recalibrate, and head somewhere else. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Quite a lot of depth on display here from Prodigy's approach as well, taking full control of middle, depriving Alliance of information. They've actually drawn some rotations. In fact, Plesson's completely departed the B bomb site, and Twist wasn't far from following suit. Oh man, 20 seconds left on the clock now. VP leaving this one incredibly late. Util now starts to rain in on this bomb site. Twist is going to get ahead of the smoke, catches a glimpse of Dushka, and able to get the kill as a result, and further damage inflicted as well. I don't think they can deny the bomb plant itself, but they're in a great position to make this retake happen.
Yep, bomb can't be denied. However, realistically, it's only a matter of time. You have everybody here for Alliance. You have so many different layers of this retake. And it's actually just going to be, I think, Twist getting a double to win it all out. So Alliance, that's a really good step in the right direction. As I said on the first gun round, sure, pretty bad that you lose it. But then you save 4 players. You instantly have a rebuy. And you just never allow VP.Prodigy any space or any win to succeed in this round.
I know Twist got, I'll say, only a double, but he must have inflicted like 350 damage in this round because he kept on finding tags with smoke. He then boosts up on top of his teammates as well, does even more damage there to the player trying to get in towards cave. Prodigy didn't even realize there was a boost there, so they get caught off guard by it the second time, and Alliance get themselves on the board. Something I would like to bring to people's attention is that Alliance do heavily favor the CT side on this map. Only have a 40% win rate on the T side of Ancients, so Alliance do have to get most of their work done here in the first half, and again, they've left this bomb site very undefended here towards A. It does look like Arvid's going to head back in this direction, but he's going to get blocked off by the smoke grenade, and now Alliance are going to have to retake again. Bowden rather, excuse me, not Arvid, but doesn't make a difference, and he's been forced out.
Yeah, and he's also been forced away with losing a lot of HP. However, the spam, very good for not only a kill, but a bit of damage as well on something. They're forced to use their final smoke towards CT. I was going to say it fades, but no, I'm pretty sure Pleasant does just completely spam, and the bomb has been denied once again. Alliance, they keep themselves in the lead, and also have Kushmi on low HP.
Oh man, Prodigy have just taken too long to take advantage of the positional control that they had. And now they're down by a man and they don't have any more utility. So how on earth do they actually get the bomb plant from this position? They're hoping that there's just some sort of an overextension from Alliance, a bit of an overpeak from somebody that would then allow them to get a kill. And there we go. Shady does find the frag, but there's more where that came from. Twist is also in a forward position. He'll get traded though. Great trade from Kuzmi. And that has now indeed created enough space for the plant.
Okay, this round is all of a sudden flipped in favor of VP.Prodigy, but the over-aggression is what is the issue for Shady there. Kuzmi, 1 versus 2, peeking aggressively in the CT, and even though there were 2 players peeking him, Arvid just nails him anyways, so they didn't even need that double setup. Alliance, a round that I thought was going to be a lot cleaner, but overall in the end, they come away with it with an AWP and the round.
And when you look at the round at like the 1 minute 30-second mark, you're thinking this is Prodigy's all day long. But Alliance actually just have very good protocols. That spam through the smoke from Pleasant was the real wrench in the works there for the T side. Just denying that bomb plant really spoiled things for Prodigy either way. Alliance not going to be too upset with the way that things have played out in these past few rounds, having picked up both of these rounds and also gone some distance in resetting Prodigy's economy. They're probably discussing how they're going to spend their money here. It's just Shady and Dvushko who will be reduced to Galils, but they'll have a decent arsenal of weaponry to work with. The problem is, now Alliance are going to feel very confident to continue to implement that setup where they lean in towards mid heavily, right? And Prodigy might be scared from going for the early A take because of how things have played out here in this round. So I think the conditioning wise that Alliance are going to be the better off of the two teams going into the rest of the half.
Well, it's 2 rounds in a row, but both times the bomb has gone down. So VP.Prodigy, even though it's 600 or 800 anymore, it's still just that little bit of extra money, and it's allowed them to still repurchase after losing 2 in a row and it being so early on, not having that bank built up. And I don't think Alliance anticipated this. Shady with the Orb, something with the Galil. They counteract the aggression that was trying to be taken towards lane, and now VP.Prodigy, who have gone towards A like rooks in these early rounds, transition early towards B, and it seemingly completely catches Alliance off guard, and everything you were just setting up, Hayes, there is dwindled away.
Great work coming through from the T side, man. Nice change of pace, great opening kills as well, just tearing the heads off of Pleasant and Arvid and completely demolishing the defense on this B bomb site. It's going to rattle Alliance a little bit. I will say, as I mentioned earlier, Alliance favor the CT side on this map. Prodigy do as well. So for Prodigy, if they can get through this first half relatively unscathed, they'll feel pretty good going into the defensive half. And by keeping all 5 players alive here as well, it's going to be a very big boost to their economy. 4-2. Good stuff here for the Academy team. I like the wallpaper that something has behind him, by the way. That is some bussin' wallpaper.
It is. It's like you know what it is? It's like when you're when you rock up to your grandma's place and you stay in her spare room.
Yeah, that's actually true, but
It's that type of
ironically,
vibe.
like grandma was based for having the wallpaper that she did because all we
Yeah.
have is like, oh, my beige wall, my grey wall. That's my
No,
entire
no,
house
not
is
beige. It's my
minimalist, you know?
pigeon beige. Actually, I'll have you know.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man. Like reject
Yeah.
minimalism. Come on, like granny
Yeah.
was up.
Exactly. I got green curtains. Yeah.
That's
What's
sick.
up?
I love that.
It's a wild choice, but honestly, it bangs. And yeah, reject minimalism. And right now, VP.Prodigy, they're gonna be rejecting it as well. Cause Dennis, does he just go swing for the fences? Come on, bro, do it to them. I don't even
You
think
can
anyone's
see he
looking.
wants to.
Yeah,
really
he wants to. But his 3rd map of the playoffs, he's like, oh, maybe I won't.
Yeah, what a loser, man, playing the game correctly. I like the angle that Bodenmaster's holding because he's inadvertently holding elbow deep in towards the bottom of middle, and he's holding the top of the ledge now, right? Like he's equidistant from the left and the right-hand side if a peek comes through. So it's always nice to see an AWPer covering multiple bases with one angle being held. Just never going to expect Dennis in this corner because of how long he's been here.
And
It
considering
would be
that...
brutal if Dennis doesn't get anything, though.
Oh, but there it is.
Yeah.
On a platter. Yeah, I was going to say, and considering that Robin's got to kill middle, right? So you're like, oh, we kind of have mid control maybe. But no, that's most certainly not the case. You can't make assumptions in this game or it'll make an ass out of me and you. And now, we do come into an issue of just low time. Robin going 1 for 1, is that just enough? Because we've got 18 seconds left on the clock. Twist has made his position known with the Molotov towards A main, and he instantly falls. Great pick from Davushka. Pleasant quick on the scene, but he is too late. Swinging without the addition of his teammate. Alliance once more fall the wayside.
Yeah, that is a huge kill coming through from Dvushka to take down Twist, and I can't even fault the way that Twist plays that, right? Because he's trying to get ahead of the game. He knows that Prodigy probably aren't expecting a swing there. I mean, most CT anchors would sit on the bomb site, wait for them to push through, try hold a tight angle, and then get a kill. Twist is trying to throw the textbook out the window. He's trying to be proactive on the defense, but ends up stepping into Dvushka's crosshair. And Dvushka hits a really nice shot. This was a great trade out of Shady, and then Shady does more work after that as well, by the way. He gets this kill here covering his bomb planter, so good multi-kill coming through from the AWPer. Unfortunately, Dvushka won't survive the bomb explosion, but that's okay. Another round for Prodigy, and they're starting to get some progress going now on this T side.
Honestly, Hayes, this has been a very brilliant T-side. This is almost what I was watching on Dust 2, but it working. I felt like on Dust 2 we were praising VP.Prodigy a lot with how they were resetting and how they were playing the map, and it just didn't really work. But now it is, like, exactly, they're kind of playing the same style as CS, and it's just working so much more. I love this. Look at this. They're faking towards the A bomb site. It's pulling over a lot of rotations and focus over towards that part of the map. And Kushmi has also made his way out of that A bomb site. Alliance have kind of run into the fact that it might be a fake, but because of that, they've given so much space to the MAC-10.
They're actually changing up the approach. It was always supposed to be a fake, but because Kazmi's gotten all this control and there's no response to it, thinking maybe we should just rotate everybody across, Alliance have also continued to chain the smokes towards the double doors on the B side of the map. So they've kind of locked Prodigy out, and that's given Alliance enough time to rotate players across into the same bomb site. So I think Alliance are certainly better off of the two teams here right now after the change up in approach from the T's.
I agree. It felt like Alliance were kind of lost in that mid round, but they seem to have found their point of attack. The only issue is they don't have mid control, so it has forced Robin to rotate over. And for now, we prepare, waiting, biding their time for this A execute. First shot offered up, AWP goes missing. Twist has been able to get one because of that, and the crunch is now formulating for Alliance. Rotations flooding the A-bomb site, and Robin, he gets a double. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. Alliance, that's a perfect round.
I think Prodigy were just way too scared of that smoke grenade towards the double doors, man. They just had to either nade that smoke open and push through, or just flash their way through. Like, you've got to have faith in the fake. You've got to have faith that even if you don't know for a certainty, like you don't have the information that players have rotated away from B, you have to trust that there's been some sort of a response from the CT side. But yeah, that's a good word. Prodigy have completely overcooked that round there. Because Kazmi even then leaves the A bomb site, joins up with his teammates, and Alliance have got all the info in the world at that point. That's a massive round for the CT side to win, to make sure that things don't snowball out of control, which they would have had they lost that round.
It really mitigates the danger for Alliance, it feels like. It really just stems the bleeding, but they're going to have to do it once more. 3 players towards the B bomb site, 1 being cooked in the Molotov, survives with a smoke. However, it allows for them then to take that presence on and aggress towards Pleasant. Bodenmaster segregated. In cave, blocked by a smoke, joined by Twist, and Robin most likely is just going to have to save this. Alliance, I said they're going to have to do it again, but the bleeding keeps on flowing. They tried to wrap a band-aid, but it's just too strong.
Yeah, gonna need a tourniquet for this one, mate. 6-3.
A what?
A tourniquet is when you tie something above the wound to try and stop the flow.
Oh, that's cool. Look at guys.
The cool guy tying his shirt or tearing his
learning
shirt to tie it
English.
around. Yeah, there we go. I got you, man.
Bro, you got me. You're the GOAT.
Yeah. Factual, actually.
So you're
like the mini goat, Freddy.
Okay. I don't. Is that a compliment?
You're like my younger brother, basically, man.
I honestly feel like a lot of your younger brothers.
I don't know if I'm willing to share, so
like,
you're gonna
bro,
have to make a decision there.
Cole's like married. You, Brandon, Cole, Pop as well. Like, I'm like your little excitable younger brother. I'm the little younger brother that gets a bit loud sometimes.
Yeah, but like, you don't annoy us because we love you, so we let you have it.
I don't know about that one.
Either way. 6-3, big round here for Alliance, because if they lose this, then they're in a huge amount of trouble. 7-3 down, no money in the bank.
Just like me, bro. Sorry.
Damn, for real? I guess taxes in Dublin must add up, man.
Yeah. that was a real shock to the system that I have to pay taxes. But what is a shock to system, a real shock system, is Alliance. I really don't think they anticipated this T-side to be hitting as hard as it is. And this uber aggressed position completely catches Twist off guard. In the meantime, though, Alliance with good lane control, they get one, but the issue is they're so far aggressed, now they just have to stand and fight, and Pleasant will exactly do that, allowing it to go to a 2 versus 2, and setting Bowden and Robin up for success. The AWP, oh no, that was was a prime opportunity, and he just hits the harder shot. Okay, buddy.
Wow. All right, well, I mean, great response there. It seemed like Alliance had a very good idea of what was going on because Robin also rotates it across towards that B bomb site, which gave Bowden some extra cover. Bowden thankfully does find that follow-up shot. I mean, it's definitely one of the criticisms of Bowden is that his consistency is sometimes, not up to the level that they need from their AWPer. Doesn't hit the shots that he needs to, but can hit some nutty shots. I think he's been better as of late. You think back to ATK, I think it was a bit worse than it is now, but certainly has found more stability since he's been in the Alliance squad. And Alliance have found more stability here in the CT side as well, as they're able to win that all-important round. Reduce the gap to 2, and should be reduced even further here, considering they're playing against the Pistols.
Six would be such a good half for Alliance, and for VP.Prodigy, you look at it and you're like, wow, how do they not get more than 6, right? They had such a good footing, and not really able to string rounds together here towards the later stages, and as you said, down to just the pistols. Fast play though towards the A bomb site. Orp is in a bit of a sticky position. However, he's actually got one of the good Molotovs. He's got a T-side Molo. That does not stop the MAC-10s though. The Surge. Maybe Robin can be the helping hand, but he's only good for the first. Bomb planted. Now, all of a sudden, you see the favorable positions be put in favor of VP.Prodigy. Poising, though, for the retake. They will poise with vengeance. Something does get one with the AWP, but that is perfect from Alliance, not allowing any rest for the wicked.
Yeah, they completely smothered the bomb site there, right? You can see Pleasant, he wants it to be made known that he is not happy with the VP players. I mean, I have seen Alliance do this before, shooting some bodies, trying to get under the skin of their opponents. But we know that there's a bit of beef between these two teams based on Robin's Twitter. So I really feel like Alliance have a point to prove right now. They must be very fired up. And they got the convincing win on Dust too, and they're fighting tooth and nail here on Ancients as well. I'm still waiting for that T side though, because that certainly has been a bit of a concern of a half for Alliance in the past.
Ooh, Shady, not having really either of the AWPs having too much success so far in this game.
Yeah, you look at the numbers for VP.Prodigy, nobody has a positive kill-death ratio, despite
a lot
the
of
fact they're
saving.
leaving this game 6-5, which is quite crazy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
exactly that.
It also feels like everybody on the host server has just been super consistent. We don't have one individual really surpassing the rest. I think Pleasant for me has always been super consistent, but speaking about individualism, Davushka nails 3 in middle now. He has single-handedly changed the tides of this round. Nade, not effective. Twist 7 HP, Davushka just had to have the confidence to swing, but the lack of confidence has allowed Twist to put it into a 1 versus 1. It was a 1 versus 3. Everything had fallen apart for the Alliance side, but all of a sudden, the old gun, the old guard. You say you can't teach dogs a new trick, old dogs new tricks. Well, guess what? Twist, he already knows them.
Yeah, exactly. This ain't new trick for him. He's fully familiar with the 1 versus 1, well versed in this situation as he looks to try and edge himself into the bomb site. He's got a kit but no util, and Shady now has the read. He's waited long for the mid aggression to come through. It hasn't been there. Now Twist has to try and force the frag, but Shady is on a ridiculous off angle. Never would have been expected there. Twist walks into the crosshair, and Prodigy will claim the first half victory 7-5, and I feel like that's actually a very important half win for Prodigy as well, considering the way that things had started, right? Felt like they were in control for most of the half, so if the scoreline had ended 6-all, it wouldn't really have been a reflection of like how well they had done. And this was maybe a bit careless from Alliance. You see both those players swinging middle, both kind of looking in towards Donut, even though Robin was there. And that one momentary lapse in concentration is where the whole round slipped away.
Ooh, that was, yeah, close but no cigar. Alliance, big pistol round for both sides, to be honest. VP.Prodigy won the first one. If they win both, you really do look and gaze towards Ancient like it might be VP.Prodigy upsetting Alliance, and upset in the way that the invited team gets knocked out in the first round by a close qualifier team. But not upset, because I think both of us were phrasing it as more of a VP.Prodigy are playing better Counter-Strike right now, but Alliance, this is a very intricate wrap around the A-bomb side. Pleasant holding off the rotations, VP.Prodigy completely stacked towards that A-bomb side. So, what, round over?
Is it actually? I mean, they're not saving, right? They're just trying to set themselves up for the retake. The problem is they've taken so ridiculously long, and Pleasant has just dealt so much damage there. Eventually, a couple kills will come back for the CT side, and there is a kits in play on Kazmi, but this is impossible. I mean, this is taking way too long. Two players in zone are going to peak in tandem. And there we go. It's only Kazmi left remaining. Still trying to root out Arvid. He'll go down as well. Another multi-kill coming through from the youngster. And you know what? The real hero of that round is Pleasant, not because of the kills that he gets or the damage he inflicts, but because of how much attention he takes towards the top of mid there. He creates all the space in the world, because even the CT player for Prodigy, the guy who was in CT watching the A-bomb site from a distance, he was focused on Red Room. He was focused top middle. So he couldn't do anything about the site exec itself. And then Pleasant even goes above and beyond. He's already done his job at this point. Then he dinks two players and gets a kill. So that was just a marvelous round there from Pleasant.
Here comes the ecos. Second round save on the CT side. That means we're going to have an instant repurchase in the third round from the Prodigies. 7-7 neck on our first best of 3 of the day. The second day of the round of 16. Whoever wins this will venture through to the quarterfinals. And VP.Prodigy, if they do make it from the close qualifier to then the quarterfinals, it's just going to be big names left, right, and center. 3D Max is their opponent that'll be waiting for them. And there are so many stacked figures in this playoffs. Furia, Mouse NXT, Sinners just beat Bait, which was beating a CCT winner. Gamer
really
Legion.
Slip Furia in there.
Huh? What was that, Hayes?
No, I was just making a joke saying you really try to slip Furia into that list of stacked teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Queserato.
I mean, listen.
And also,
yeah, exactly.
Amcal,
It's
like,
some sick names.
we have 2 of the 3 winners of CCT so far.
It's easy to dunk on Furia at the moment, I guess is what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. But you're right. It is a heavily stacked playoff
Like,
bracket.
it is, Queserato, Fallen.
Yes.
Like, still is, like, the best, some of the best players in the world ever.
Queserato, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Fallen
Fallen of all time, but not currently at all.
That's what I meant of all time.
Yeah, okay, but what does of all time mean in the playoffs bracket?
For CCT,
Like right
anything's
now,
possible.
today.
Ruby took a map off them.
I know.
They're like,
That's my
who is
That's
Moon?
the point I'm making, is that like they're so far gone. I feel like there's heavy changes that are required for Furia at the moment. But Queserato is a gem, man, and just
Queserato needs to get out of there, bro.
Yeah, getting to watch him play Counter-Strike is always a pleasure. Either way, 7-all. Alliance have leveled up the scoreline here, courtesy of winning the pistol and converting it as well. And they've still got 3 Mac 10s coming into this next round. This is a massive bonus round for the T side, so you'd imagine there's going to be some pace here once they start setting things in motion. Oh, nice timing on the peak there. Good off angle as well as he steps out. Catches Pleasant in transition, and that's going to throw a spanner into the works now. Alliance are going to have to reassess the situation, and it does look like they're pivoting towards B.
They're pivoting towards B, and it's seeming somewhat futile. That is a good nade. Something is tagged down a lot, and that would have been a great nade from the C side, but Kazmi, it does actually just completely go the wrong way. And VP.Prodigy, Need to be careful because the A bomb site is actually where Alliance are looking to redirect with only 20 seconds left. They've put in the coordinates. They're coming through Donut. They're swinging in. And they're going to be losing 2 players for now. Twist barely alive. Bomb having to be planted. There's barely any time. And because of that, Davunska knows they have to stick it. So he's taking opportunity. He's taking advantage. And Arvid, oh, he almost lines them up. But it's not to be. And VP.Prodigy win out the first gun round.
Hands on the head there from Arvid. You could see that. You could see he was feeling it. And there was certainly a chance that a stray bullet could have connected on the second player. But it doesn't happen. And, well, we end up where VP.Prodigy are actually able to win themselves the round. It was sketchy. Alliance make a very late call there to switch directions again. Not the first time in the round that they switched things up. But unfortunately for them, the CTs caught wind of it and were able to set themselves up accordingly. The rotations were really well timed. Still a bomb plant though for Alliance, and well, it was a bonus round as well. Lead goes the way of Prodigy, and if the CTs win this round as well, then we're quite worried for Alliance, aren't we?
Bowden's taking a lot of early damage. Trying to go for an opening pick there at the start towards the B bomb site. Unsuccessful. And now mimicking a little bit what VP.Prodigy did on their T side. Go for some sort of opening play. Don't find success. Wait. Reset. Head towards the other extremity. In the meantime though, Arvid dying removes any sense of lurks or just space that Alliance had on the other side of the map.
Yeah, this is rough. They're going to have to commit through the smoke grenade here. Far less than
Oh
ideal.
my
Vushka got
God.
no room to play with either, but he hasn't been spotted or heard. He's in the smoke grenade right now. In the belly of the beast. Lies await for his opportunity to pounce. MP9, he lines up the kills beautifully. Great sequence of frags. He's even going to be able to top it off with the cherry. A third kill from Dushka. Single-handedly. That is just such good game sense on display there. How to navigate his way through that situation. Because he had to make his decisions very quickly. He was standing in the flames. He didn't have any obvious options available either. But he navigates that situation so well.
Davunska, he enters the belly of the beast, and when he comes out, he opens the can of worms on the other side. This is fantastic. Also, macro little play. Look at who he kills first. Plessin. Guess why? Because he can't, look, Robin can't kill him, and that is also, for anybody at home, exactly how you play that position. Obviously, you know, you're not always going to be running past 4 people in smoke, but not killing the bomb planter first, killing the defender, then killing the bomb planter, not allowing yourself to be traded after you denied that bomb. He plays for the round, not for the denial of the bomb. That is amazing. 16 and 8. He is on a roll right now. And Alliance, well, they've most certainly opened his can of worms.
Yeah, this is the situation we were referring to at the start of that round. Where if Alliance do go into drop that round, then it looks pretty bleak for them. It's going to be 10-7 now, assuming Prodigy don't slip up against the pistols. You been impressed by Arvid in the series so far, Grimmy?
Yeah, he was the one player that I feel like on map 1, 2, what do I call
map 1, yeah.
Map 1, yeah, he was kind of the one player for Alliance where I was like, yeah, he's actually having a really good performance, and I think he's continued here. They've got the advantage. And the AWP on the side is not known for being blocker of the ecos. Bomb planted. Yeah, bomb can't be denied. That's an extra $600. Sure, everybody most likely will fall afterwards. But hey, it's massive success.
Yeah,
that's a perfect round. 2 kills, bomb down.
Exactly. You couldn't really ask for more than that. I was saying coming into the series, I felt like for me a win condition for Alliance was Arvid popping off, and it appears as though that might not even be enough, right? Because, well, it wasn't enough for them to win the map on Dust 2. He had a great performance there. He's 13 and 9 right now, and he's been getting highly impactful frags. He's been finding very important multi-kills as well. But Alliance are now on the brink. It's never fun being invited into a competition and then being eliminated in that first game you play. And that's the barrel down which Alliance stare right now. Lose this round, not much money because, well, sure, there's a max round loss bonus behind them. But that's not going to allow for them to get a full buy. Pleasant misses the first few shots. Bushka does not. And that's the opening kill coming through for the CT side.
Still maintaining the 2 KD. What a time to come alive in the playoffs when it matters the most. They fought so hard to get here, and they are not looking to go down without a fight. Big round for Alliance. And that's a big trade. 4 versus 4 now. Arvid, we just mentioned his name, continuously impressing us, and sure, he does catch a yummy mummy nade to the mouth, but he's still alive. And this 4 versus 4 is of imperative that Alliance can convert this.
Yeah, utmost importance right now. Bowden with the AWP going to be the first player to step up. He spots the second as well. He's taking a lot of damage. He's now trying to chase Dennis down. Dennis has to turn, and he will burn. Dvushka continues to frag as well, but he can't clock out, and he absolutely doesn't. This man is an absolute demon. Now he's just trying to stay alive. He's trying to wait for his teammate to rotate through and join him, and it's Shady. Shady's got an AWP, and Twist, well, he's expecting some sort of aggression to come through. Shady waits because he realizes, why has Twist not planted this bomb? What is going on? And actually, wisely pumps the brake. Twist looks like he wants to actually head in the opposite direction here. And as you say, it seems like Shady has an inclination that could be what's going on here.
The question now, Hayes, is you've got a million thoughts in your head. You have the original idea that you think is going towards the A-bomb side. Do you commit on that thought process? And the answer is no. Shady is going to allow for the bomb to go down and is going to allow for Twist to reposition. Getting into A main, but spotted. Shady, no nade, no Molotov, so there's nothing that can actually deal with Twist. Now he's on 9 HP. Smoke on the bomb. Twist has a nade as well, so it's going to be really good for blowing open vision, but he throws it without acting upon it. Now, Shady sticks the bomb. Holds his nerve, ice in the veins, spam, not connecting, and VP.Prodigy, they snatch away the 1 versus 1.
Yeah, that's a massive round win coming through for Shady, and he didn't really have many options there after he taps the defuse initially and he doesn't bait Twist out. Twist is so cool, man. Like, he knows he can't swing on that first tap. He throws the nade, he knows how low he is, so he's just trying to delay it as much as he possibly can. He eventually does swing on the second tap, but he can't connect on the shots through the smoke. Great call there from Twist to even go towards the A-bomb site and guarantee himself a plant, but unfortunately, not the round. Prodigy take a massive step closer to finishing off this map and series. At least for Alliance, the round loss bonus on the bomb plant will be enough to get them a full buy here in this next round. Arvid is going to swing on something, but it doesn't go the way he would have liked, and that is, like, you understand what he's thinking because he knows where the player is and he's backing himself with the AK, but it just doesn't look great when it doesn't work out.
Yeah, tries to take advantage of the smoke being dropped, and VP.Prodigy have been really good at maintaining control towards lane, and for certain, you can say that they do not suffer projectile dysfunction. They are fantastic with their grenades over towards this part of the map, and overall, it feels like they've been winning out a lot of the rounds from this part.
Alliance putting all their eggs in one basket right now, and they're going to head in towards this B-bomb site. Shady with the AWP will already take one down. The Mollies missed the mark as well, so they won't know for a certainty that the second cubby is clear. And there's also one player in Jag, and there's one in Cave right now, so VP.Prodigy are very well stacked up on this bomb site. Kuzmi's position's made known, so they're going to have to try and swing him. That's the bomb that's been dropped. It's only Robin left remaining, and it's mission impossible. 30 seconds on the clock, they know where he is, and Dennis through the smoke will take him down. Prodigy are on the brink now of securing themselves a spot in the quarterfinals.
Alliance, they've been invited twice towards this playoff stage, and now twice they will be looking to falter here at the first round. First debate now to VP.Prodigy. These young teams are really taking advantage of the Swedish veterans. Hayes, we both kind of anticipated this, to be honest. We both kind of...
Yeah, we did.
As we were entering this series, we were like, look, on one end of the spectrum, your Alliance, who are a lot more known and are invited, but you have VP.Prodigy, who have come through from the closed qualifiers in one single series of Sinners, who just beat Bait, so you can see they're in pretty decent form right now. And final final time potentially we enter the fray. One more time, we enter the battlefield of middle. Alliance, can they scrape together 5 rounds in a row potentially? My thought process is most certainly not. Maybe 1 or 2 here, but the money is also so great for VP.Prodigy, and it's starting off with aggression, but Twist neutralizes Devunchka. That is a massive name to be taking out of the server, and Twist can't go for a second.
I mean, he does a lot of damage though, and it's okay, because in the meantime, Robin's been able to get a kill through the smoke on Shady. Everything's falling into place here for the T side to keep themselves alive. Twist plays that position so well. He doesn't overcommit, and he knows there's very good chance that there could be some follow-up aggression as well. In the meantime, he's taking all that attention away from Donut. His teammates are creeping up. So Alliance show that there's still some life left in them, and Kazmi's in trouble here. Robin's going to round the corner. Missed shot there from Kazmi. Does come close, but Robin gets the kill. Okay, well, you mentioned you don't have much faith in all 5 rounds being won here in Alliance. I don't really either. But they've been able to check the first one off the list.
They might come away with getting every single kill, so that is good for the economy. Also, I guess it's good for them to counteract the economy, but as I mentioned at the very beginning of the last round, VP.Prodigy have money. It is going to dry up in this round, granted, but they instantly have this very full frontal rebuttal. 4 rounds now. They've got 1 of the 5. Alliance. It's a long way up. It's a long mountain to climb. They're at the boot camp at the very bottom. Do they have the power and the brawn to climb to the summit? Only time will tell.
Well, they have to, Grimmy. They have to, or they're going to be eliminated here in the round of 16. And it's the first match that they're playing in the CCT as well, Series 4. They got invited to the stage of the competition, and they need to justify that invitation as well. Win this round as Alliance. The reprieve is an anti-eco in the round afterwards. I do like the late mid take. Often the CTs use their utility very early on in the round, so you let them have their fun, squander their utility, and then you have your say afterwards. They're taking their time here, looking for this opening pick, getting some map control.
Right now, you need to be able to take Shady away from Donut, because as long as he's still standing here, and as long as he does have the information, there's full information of middle. So what they do superbly is they remove him. They displace him. Therefore, in one regard, making them focus on middle, but in another regard, making the rotation so scarce. Even though the rotations are scarce, the B bomb site, it's holding with force. Nobody has fallen, and Plasm cut behind the smoke, left alone, walking the lonely walk over towards the bomb that's dropped on ramp. Does get a nice spam. However, that's all he's gonna get. It's silver linings amongst the rain cloud. There's simply no time for it. It's a good effort. It's good frags, but there's 6 seconds left. Alliance, they've been eliminated once again from the opening stage of a CCT playoffs, and VP.Prodigy go from the closed qualifier through to the quarterfinals, where they will face 3D Max.
Can we just talk about how ridiculously sick that angle was from something peering to the ramp? I mean, normally you see that double stack setup looking in towards Jaguar, so if the T player swings, he swings